often.
In the arms of the angels.
Oh my God. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
I didn't
From
know
the
that was
Ashes.
Oh.
Welcome to From the Ashes Radio. I am Rob. This is my hetero life mate, One Shot Seth. Yeah. So welcome to the show. I believe you have a task you wanted to do.
I'll be right back.
So for those that don't know, the super secret location, we have guard dogs on duty constantly. And those guard dogs are about 7 weeks old and they're going bananas. So he is taking our guard dogs out to, I believe, give them raw meat. You need a hand there, bud? Will that last one follow you? There's nothing better than Christmas time and puppies. I love it. It's my favorite part. Hey, yeah. So welcome to the show. I guess she's not going to follow you, huh? I wish you could see what I see right now, folks. The 7-week-old dog is making this man climb into the crate in order to get her. Yeah. Everybody loves puppies. Wow, our viewership just jumped by 100 people. That's crazy. It's weird how that works.
Again, if you only had Sarah McLaughlin playing.
Yeah. Arms of the angel. So I see my homeboy Marty sitting there looking at me. So we're going to bring him in right now, and we're going to talk about a few different things. Marty, how the heck are you, bud?
What's up, brother?
Can you hear me okay?
All right. What's that?
Let me turn your volume up a little bit. There you are. You're a little louder now. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm smoked.
Yeah.
The long week and a half journey to Saturday night.
Well, that's why you're here right now. So, hang on a second. Let me turn the volume down on this. Tell us, how was your weekend there, Marty? You looked good.
Yeah, it was. We did all right. I think I sent you a text on Sunday. The gross that we raised at the fundraiser on Saturday night was about just over $116,000. And that
is not what you told me. It was a little less than you told me.
Yeah, and that does not include the donations that were made via the website and some other donations that came in during our social media campaign before the fundraiser on Saturday.
Well, okay, cool. Now, first of all, let's say that people are listening right now, because they are. Tell us if someone wanted to donate a little bit more, how can they go about doing that?
They can go to the website. You can Google search Motorcycle Relief Project, or go to www.motorelief.org.
Yeah.
And there's a button on there that says donate.
Dude, you and I have been doing this for a couple of years now. I've been to this. I think I only missed one of our yearly fundraisers, and that was because I drove into the back of an F-250, which now is funny, but at the time was not. It gets better every year, and it was powerful this year. It was very, very powerful. That paramedic from Australia, Steve. What was Steve's last name?
Oh, Pete Solomon.
Pete Solomon. Excuse me. Yes. That was a powerful testimony right there.
That was extreme. That was the next guy was an Army sniper, and the paramedic was way more of a tearjerker for me.
I agree.
That hit home for me.
Well, and knowing his, a lot of his story, you only got about 20% of that. There's some other stuff going on there. And he mentioned it briefly, but he didn't touch on it because he would have been a mess if he had went into that when he was speaking about the loss of his former spouse. And that kind of ruined him for quite a while.
Yeah, man. I can imagine that it would be. I would be pretty much garbage if I lost my spouse, so I totally get that. What do you call it? Hang on, why is this thing not doing what I want it to? Here we go.
It's an Apple product.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly right. Here we go. Yes, sir. Yeah, it was a hell of a night, dude. I'm glad lots of money got raised. It's always great to come together that one time of year and see all the friends I haven't seen in a year.
Yeah, I think the new venue was a hit with everybody.
Yep.
That's super interesting. If you get a chance to check it out and you're in Denver, check out the Forney Museum of Transportation. They got all kind of stuff in there. I think there was a lot of fire engine stuff. I was busy. I didn't get a chance to walk around and look at all the stuff. Even when I set that place up as the venue, I was only in there for like a half hour. So
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. It was super cool. Did you get to walk through the motorcycle section at all?
I walked through it briefly when I checked the space out the first time, and I was in there a little bit, but I was chatting with someone while we were doing that. So on Saturday. But again, there's no downtime when you're running a fundraiser. It's always
yeah. I mean, you and Mike worked your ass off to make that whole thing come together. First of all, and you did an amazing job. So well done to you. But every time I walk through one of those like motorcycle museums, I legit get a little bit moist in the eyes looking at some of those older bikes that are just, I mean, that's looking back at what our grandfathers rode and whatnot. Some of those bikes are just super badass, man.
Mm-hmm.
Marty, when you're riding your motorcycle, do you have a song that plays in your head at all?
Not continually. I do play lots of songs, but a lot of it is it's timing. So you're riding a dirt track somewhere up in the mountains and you round a corner and there's this epic vista, and it just so happens that the right song's playing right when you're doing that. It doesn't matter whether you're on dirt or pavement. It just happens that way. I listen to a whole bunch of
ride around the Denver metro area. I always have the Chips theme song humming in my head. I just can't help it. I grew up on it, and I can't help it. What about you?
Yeah, for me, it would probably be the A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
I can see that.
I need to get
And
a
if
theme
I was
song.
riding in Denver, it'd probably be the Mission Impossible theme.
Just because it's combat riding?
Yeah.
I know you avoid the Denver metro area at all costs.
Yeah, and having the fundraiser there, the space was amazing, but the stuff that we do before and afterwards, that complicates that because we have an alumni dinner on Saturday night. So alumni that come into town for the fundraiser, we get together and share a meal and socialize. That made it more complicated because, our old venue was great and we love Performance Cycle. They just, got burned out on doing it, and that was super convenient. But
Well, I mean, I did try to kill the owner's daughter.
What's that?
I said I did try to kill the owner's daughter by knocking the stage over that one time.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I think we may have sworn to secrecy, and everybody kind of agreed, let's not tell Marty about this. But yeah,
okay.
I knocked it over, what was it, 2 years ago, and she happened to be standing behind it, and it was within an inch and a half of killing her. So yeah, I totally get why they might have been burnt out on us, we. So
Yeah, and they were doing it for free, so that was another huge benefit to us. But again, I'm not going to burn that bridge with them because we really love them. So,
Yep.
Hey, if you're not interested in doing it, then I'll find someplace else. And when I walked into the museum, that gear oil smell, because you
Yep.
can smell it when you walk in there, you're like, this is the place, this is the joint right here. So
Yep. Yeah. I agree completely. And like my buddy Bill that comes every year, he was almost giddy. I mean, he had a great time hanging out there. I mean, with the trains and the motorcycles and all the cool old cars and the fire trucks and whatnot. Yeah, the place it was an excellent venue, man. Nothing.
yeah, there's something interesting for everyone there. That's
Yes, agreed. So I got hit up quite a bit afterwards. Obviously, I shared the pictures and whatnot. And for those that don't know,
Mr. Best Dressed. Both of you.
that's exactly right. My hetero life mate and I, we wore our, very nice dress shirt, nice ties, looked good. You were all trimmed up, fresh haircut, life looked good. And we had our Ranger panties on, and a pair of motorcycle boots. which we did not tell our wives about until we were walking out the door. My wife was less than impressed. But
so the look on Sandy's face when I ran into you at the door was priceless.
You know, you'd think she'd get used to it after 25 some odd years, but oddly she hasn't. It's weird.
No,
Yeah.
no. I love them telling Crystal. My wife got ready before me, and she like sticks her head out. She's like, "What are you wearing as far as pants?" And I'm like, "I'm not wearing pants." And she's like, "Raise your panties. This is ridiculous."
So Marty, don't say the number again because we'll. Here's the deal. Seth and I, because we wore our Ranger panties and we looked so good, we won Best Dressed that night at the Motorcycle Relief Project fundraiser.
Best dressed.
Marty, what's that?
Best dressed male category, not.
That is correct. So One Shot and I, we won this set of horns that attaches to a helmet, motorcycle, snowboard, whatever it may be. Marty has already said it once. He is not going to repeat it. If by the end of the show you can repeat to me the number that Marty gave for the amount of money raised on Saturday night, you will win this set of helmet horns. And we are happy to give it away to a proud listener. If you can repeat back to me or send me back what the number was that Marty said, the amount of money that was raised. So yeah, there we go, Marty. We're going to give these things away in the name of the Motorcycle Relief Project. Hey, I got a lot of hits, people wanting to sign up to volunteer and wanting to sign up to ride. How can people go ahead and participate so that they can be at next year's alumni dinner and help us out for next year?
So we're a closed organization. So in order for someone to volunteer with us, you first have to partake in what we have to offer. So you want to come on a ride or be a volunteer on a ride, you got to hit the apply button and come have the experience for yourself, because we're looking for some pretty specific characteristics for volunteers on rides. And you have to be willing to unpack some of that weight that you're carrying on the first night and kind of be the example for the other participants. So yeah, unfortunately, not everyone's going to make that cut. But the only way to find out is go to www.motorelief.org and hit the apply button.
Excellent. I'm sure you're about to see a little bit of an influx of applications. How can people donate money? Do not repeat the number that you gave earlier. How can people donate money if they want to support what you're doing?
Again, www.motorelief.org. There's a donate button. I think it's red. Let me find out.
I hope so.
I'm pretty sure it's red.
Well, cool. All right.
Red. It is in the upper right corner of the main drop site.
And when this gets shared to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, all those, we will include the link as well so that people can join as well. And they can, apply. Veterans, if you know a veteran that would benefit from the Motorcycle Relief Project and what it is that we do, send them the link as well. If you'd like to support it, December is an excellent month to donate, so we can get our budget built for the coming 2023. I'm sure Marty's
really
part of that.
Costs a shit ton of money to do what we're doing. It doesn't cost the participants anything. So you don't have an adventure motorcycle. We got 14 BMWs in our fleet. We'll put gas in it, feed you, and give you a bed to sleep in for a week. But all of that costs money. Insurance costs money. Everything costs money, and that the cost is going up. So we can't do it without generous donors. We are funded entirely through generous donations, and we are run almost entirely by volunteers. I do the back end stuff, and Mike does the operation stuff and runs the rides, and we do it for free. And we're at 100 or 150, 200 hours a month of volunteering for the organization.
Okay. Marty, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for Saturday night. We had a great time. I'm getting the hand and arm signal from our senior producer that it is time to cut you loose and bring in our next guest. I can't thank you enough for being a part of From the Ashes Radio on About Face Radio. Marty, thanks a lot for what you do, man.
Thanks again for having me, both you guys. And if I don't see you before then, have a Merry Christmas.
You as well, sir. You as well. And I'm sure you will.
Marty, thanks a lot. See you on the next one.
Yeah, take care.
Later, bye, bud. All right. Yeah. So I had a good time Saturday night.
That was a blast.
I did. I had a really
Absolutely amazing. And the Forney Museum, I need to like spend a day there. That's a very cool location. For those of you who don't know, it's the Forney Transportation Museum in Denver, or I guess it's Brighton actually. But
no, it's Denver, but it's on Brighton Boulevard. Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
I mean, for all of us motorcycle guys, I don't think anybody in here doesn't have interest in motorcycles. If they don't, then something's the matter with them. Okay? They're probably seeing a therapist a lot because you've never seen a Harley parked out front of a therapist's office. But
good,
amazing display of historic motorcycles. Man, I saw some stuff that I remember because I started riding in the '80s. Old dirt bikes, whatever we could find that was behind somebody's house we could get to run and romp down my small town or down the dirt roads or something like that and get in trouble.
I started on dirt bikes with my buddy Roy, riding his dirt bike up and down his dirt road. But the first bike I bought was a Kawasaki Ninja 600. The ugly ass, looked like it was out of a Poison video, black with purple and green on it, and it was absolutely hideous.
Dude, I had I went to this riding course when I was 18, I think 19, maybe something like that. And you're required to show up with a Kawasaki Ninja 250.
Oh,
the little ones.
Yeah, it's like a moped. You have no respect for it whatsoever.
None whatsoever. So I went to this course, and it was a great course. Tossed bikes for a month. I think I got rid of that bike within months. So I was like, this is terrible, but
it's basically a moped.
Black, green, and purple.
Are you serious?
I swear to God, I gotta find a picture of it somewhere.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. I rode that thing for like a week, and they couldn't get a clear title on it, so I had to return it, and I got something else. But hey, whatever. Did you want to grab our senior producer before we go on our next guest?
You can keep everybody entertained for a minute or two.
Should I do a little dance or? This is Arms of the Angels. Yeah, this is me riffing right now, folks. Hey, if you haven't had a chance to yet, go check out motorelief.org. Check them out. We would love if you know a veteran that would benefit from this. Please, by all means, send them to Motorcycle Relief Project. Let them cruise around the website. Follow them on your social media platforms and whatnot, so that kind of build it up, spread the message a little bit. As always, they could use your support. It takes the biggest cost. You'd think it would be motorcycles, but that's wrong. The biggest cost when you go to an insurance company and say, "Hey, I want to take veterans with PTSD, depression, and anxiety, and first responders, and I want to put them on motorcycles and I want to ride around the woods with them." Your insurance company kind of looks at you like, "What? You want to do what?" So yeah, but far and away, the greatest cost for that to put a veteran on a motorcycle is the insurance. So please, if you have an extra $1 or $2 laying around, love to have you donate it and help us out. If you got your kids and they're in front and they're getting close, we're getting ready to bring on Gunny Clause. So put them in front of the radio, put them in front of the computer, whatever they get, however you're listening. And we'd love to have them. It's going to be a good interview. Our senior producer is back from his important meeting. Here, jump up here, homeboy, without breaking my phone or kicking the Lysol can.
Yeah.
You feeling good?
Yeah.
You got all your questions ready for Gunny Clause?
Yes.
All right. You ready for this?
Yes.
All right. We are live. No swearing. I know how you are.
No bad words.
No bad words. All right. All right, man. Here we go. All right. There he is.
Semper Festivus.
Gunny Clause. How the heck are you, bud?
Doing outstanding. Thanks.
It is good to see you. This is my hetero life mate, One Shot, and my senior producer, Cannon.
All right, brother.
Yes, he just dabbed. Good job.
Well, Gunny Clause, it is a pleasure to have you on From the Ashes Radio. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. This is my favorite time of year, and it is really good to see you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
We are going to let our senior producer take the lead on this. He's got a few questions that he'd like to run past you. We have lots of people listening, and this is now a rated G show. There will be no bad words tonight. So yeah,
Rob's terrible at that. So
I'm very bad at this. So be ready to hit me if I swear. Okay, Cannon.
Pre-warning, our executive producer's retired Army dad helped him write these a little bit, so they should.
I'm bilingual. Hua.
See, he's joking already. Okay, go ahead. You said what first one?
Okay. Why did you leave the military and became Gunny Clause?
I retired after 21 years. I had accomplished every goal I'd set when I joined the Marine Corps, and it was time for me to step aside and let the young Marines take over.
How did the persona of Gunny Clause come about? Because clearly you fully embraced it. You're raising money right now for Toys for Tots, aren't you, Gunny?
Yes, that's correct. Just go to the webpage, toysfortots.org, and you can make a donation there with your credit card, or you can find your local program. Mine happens to be the Capital Region, Toys for Tots here in Albany, New York. But I retired, and there was a Marine Reserve unit here, so I started to help out, putting out boxes, picking up boxes and toys, and doing a little bit of sorting. And then the reserve unit was transferred to Connecticut from New York. And so I got involved in front of the boxes, to say. And I didn't look as jolly as I do now, and I scared all the kids.
I have the same problem.
And so with so few Marines able to help in the program, a friend of mine and I was talking to, and they were in the drum and bugle, and they got me the blouse. I grew the beard, and the rest is history.
How we've got a lot of questions as we're built up to this interview from the audience and whatnot.
Yep.
And some of the questions we got from some of our younger listeners are, how often do you actually get to talk to the big man? And that's the number one that we got is how often do you talk to the big man?
Well, I actually saw the big man Saturday. We took some pictures together at Crossgates, the local mall, and I passed on the word of who'd been naughty and nice. He gave me a few hints of some other kids I might want to go take a look at and check on, make sure that they're being good. And so that was the last time I talked to him.
I believe he's talking about you there, senior executive producer.
Did
Did you have another question for Gunny Clause that you wanted to ask him, guy?
Two more questions.
No, 3 more.
And speak up. You got to almost yell.
What
Type
of veteran
vehicle.
vehicle do you use when you are delivering the presents?
Good reading.
Okay.
Are you able to hear him, Gunny?
Yep. What kind of vehicle? I have a variety of vehicles. It all depends on the mission, what the weather is out. I heard you guys talking about motorcycles before. I've got a 2007 Street Glide. I bought when I was serving in Iraq at Al Assad through the military sales there. And that sleigh's got 155,000 miles on it right now.
Whoa. He delivers on Harleys, man. How's that? That's pretty awesome. I'm picturing a bright red Harley with like lights and streamers and all that stuff on it too.
Actually, that Harley is the Patriot Edition. So it has within the Harley Davidson emblem, it has the Marine Corps emblem inside it.
Very cool. Very, very,
Very impressive, Gunny. Very, very impressive.
Okay.
All right,
question.
man. Next question, and you got to speak up so he can hear you. Gunny.
Yeah, this one. So do this one.
What's your favorite color of? Seriously?
Yeah.
I already know the question. You don't even have to.
Go for it there, producer.
What's your favorite color of crayon to eat?
The red ones are the best ones. Well done, Gunny. Very well done. That's awesome. Hey, how has Toys for Tots been
going
going?
to be red.
Yeah. How has Toys for Tots been going this year?
Everybody knows the economy's had some problems and supply issues across the country. So once again, we do need donations. We need everybody's help. The need every year increases. It doesn't matter how the economy is. Every year the need increases. So we always need your donations. And it doesn't have to be a bicycle. It doesn't have to be a Game Boy. Throughout the year when I'm out and about, I'll stop in and I'll go to the clearance section in a store. A couple of years ago, I stopped in and there was a big, huge bin of fidget spinners. And this is right when they were big. And so I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh my God, I might be able to get one because it said 2.5 on it. And so I'm thinking like it's $2.50 or something. And one of the clerks came over and I asked, and they were 25 cents a piece. So I bought like 100 of them. Yeah.
You bought 100 fidget spinners? That's awesome.
At 25 cents a piece. I bought them out. I took them all. So, it doesn't have to be a big present. It can be a small present. So anything you can donate, we'll take.
Excellent.
Brand new, unwrapped toys.
How let's say, because we're internet radio, so you are worldwide right now. You have deployed troops listening to you right now, people in all countries all over the world, all over the nation right now. If they're wanting to support you and they wanted to donate to Toys for Tots, can they donate to their local, or do they have to send it to you? How does that work exactly? I don't know anything about Toys for Tots.
So the best way to do it is if you want your donations to stay in the area that you're at. Like I'm here in Albany, New York. Somebody would donate to the Capital Region Toys for Tots. If you can't get to us, then you go to the webpage, toysfortots.org, and you can donate there. You can actually put a name on it and say you're donating for somebody special. So a couple times that I've gone online and done it. I've done it for brothers of mine that are no longer with us in their memory.
Excellent. Well done. That's the kind of stuff I like to hear.
Very cool idea.
It is. I like it a
I
lot.
never thought of that, but it's a good one.
Kanan, did you have another question for Gunny Clause?
Yes, actually, I'm gonna have one more, which is what.
Hey man, this is your time. You do whatever you want.
When did you get out of the Navy?
He may have been slightly coached a bit.
I didn't hear that last word. I thought he said something about the men's department.
So I think his concern is about what's going to happen in just a few short days. So yeah, but
I heard something about me being in the men's department of the Navy. Is that what he asking?
High five, Dub. High five.
Good job.
Nicely done. What else did you want to say to Gunny Clause?
One more.
Did you want to tell him what you want for Christmas? Maybe Mike might put a big ear in the big man's ear.
Do you only deliver Army presents?
Do I deliver Army presents?
Yeah, only the Army presents.
Well, if you heard me before, I told you I'm bilingual. So anybody that serves, anybody that's a family member of the military is definitely going to get special treatment from Gunny Clause.
Okay. So you need special treatment. So now you got to tell them what you want for Christmas.
Oh,
Now's the time, man. You got the big man here. This is a direct line to the big guy.
A World War II Lego set.
A World War II Lego set.
So is that a current Lego set of World War II characters or one from World War II?
That's the whole entire war. Well, not world. I said war. I meant to say that.
He said, it sounds like he's not a picky man there, Gunny.
No, it doesn't. So that actually makes my job easier because then I got a little fiddle room, a little wiggle room in there.
Hey, Gunny. So I'm going to let One Shot here take us out and finish us up. Go ahead, give him that 2-minute spiel.
Awesome. So at the end of all of our guest time, we give them 2 minutes. We call it 2 minutes of your time to shine. If there's anything we glossed over, if there's anything that we didn't even touch base on that you would like to cover, it's your 2 minutes. Tell us about your program. Tell us about you. Whatever you want. You can tell us a good Christmas joke if you want.
Floor is yours, Gunny.
I appreciate that. The important thing for me is to be able to help somebody, to help others, and make Toys for Tots successful. Be able to get out there as Gunny Clause and help those that need help. I don't just do Christmas. Every year I go down to Washington, D.C. for the old Rolling Thunder, the now Rolling to Remember, hosted by the AMVETS. That's why I got, a few miles on that street glide of mine that sleigh. I just recently got involved with the Irreverent Warriors hikes, the Silky hikes. I heard you talking about your Silkies there.
Guys.
Yep. I've done 3 of those hikes now. They're great. I obviously don't wear this uniform when I'm doing that hike, but trust me, if you're looking out in the crowd, you'll be able to pick me out. I got my scarlet on. So, and
in the off-season, Gunny Clause wears Ranger panties. Well, he calls them Silkies, though.
yeah.
Short.
I'm also involved in our local honor flight, Patriot flight, sending our World War II, Korea, and Vietnam veterans down to D.C. to see the memorials. When I was down in D.C. for the last hike, we got to welcome some of those veterans in to their memorial. It was a great time. If you've never been there for that, you'll bring tears to your eyes. You can't believe it. And from one of those locations was another friend of mine helping out Santa. We got a picture together, and he had a real beard too.
You love to hear it. You love to hear it. Gunny, if people want to support you throughout the year, can they find you on the socials?
You find me on the socials. I'm Gunny Clause on just about all the social media out there. If I'm not, send me a message on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and tell me where I need to be and what I need to do, and I'll get there. And I'll close out with a special shout out to Emily and Zoe. Semper Festivus, ladies. Merry Christmas. Gung ho ho.
Oh, wow. That's our regular listeners. So thank you for that, Gunny Clause. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking with Gunny Clause, special assistant to the big man in red, as our Christmas season is approaching very quickly. Gunny, I can't thank you enough for being a part of From the Ashes Radio. You've made a lot of people's days today. I really, really appreciate you coming on the show. I know you're a busy man, especially this time of year, so I appreciate you taking 20 minutes up.
You can't look behind the curtain. The elves are hard at work.
Appreciate you being a part of From the Ashes Radio, and look forward to seeing you next year about the same time. And I'll see you on December 24th about midnight or so.
Well, I hope to see you in D.C. on your bikes. How about that?
We can probably make something like that happen. Gunny, it was great to have you on the show, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Semper Festivus.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gunny Clause on From the Ashes Radio. Nice job tonight, Cannon.
Thanks.
You did well. Really appreciate it.
Mine.
You did.
That pizza tastes good.
That what?
Pizza tastes good.
Pizza tastes good?
Well,
I don't think I've ever had bad pizza. I mean, I'm sure I have, but I wouldn't remember it.
no.
It's
It's the square kinds.
Oh, is it?
Square kinds are the best.
I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a quick 2-minute break to air our Motorcycle Relief Project commercials, stretch our legs, go to the bathroom, stuff like that. And we will be back in just a few minutes. I go to this one. No, I go to this one. And then I go down here like this, and I do this.
When my baby girl was diagnosed with depression, I didn't think it was a real disease. I didn't get her any medication or therapy.
I am a mother,
A father, son,
daughter,
brother,
a sister. I am a student,
a stay-at-home mom.
construction worker,
volunteer,
I am loving,
smart,
funny,
generous,
way too generous.
I am all of the amazing things you see.
But there's something you can't see.
or don't see.
Something that I don't let anybody see. Like when I'm alone.
In a room full of people.
You can't get out of bed.
And maybe I've gained weight.
Or lost weight.
Why do men always lose weight?
It can get dark in here.
really dark.
Addicted to food,
The web,
Work,
sex,
alcohol,
Something to take the pain away.
to feel happy.
To feel something.
anything, nothing.
because depression isn't a mood.
It's not a passing thing.
Or a bad day.
It's a disease. I can't just get over it.
It feels like I'm underwater.
Drowning.
And sometimes I think you'd be better off without me.
I am telling you this. All of this.
Because I need help.
And you are my wife.
My dad.
My husband.
My kids.
My boss.
So please, don't judge me.
Leave me.
Fire me.
Please, be patient.
Don't give up on me.
Just be there for as long as it takes.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't real.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere. So why am I...
You're finally back at her place for a little brown chicken brown cow when you get hit with love potion number 2.
Are you okay?
You skipped the loo before that keister kangaroo jumps out of its pouch. Now, what do you do?
Hurry up, come on. Come on, I'm on a date. This isn't happening right now.
You let that badonka-donk honka-honk and strike a match in the hopes you won't strike out. But alas, your chance of date number 2 just went up in flames.
Are you okay?
Do you have insurance? Just wondering.
It smells like burnt hair and blue cheese.
I got it.
Are you positive?
Don't worry about it.
Are you sure you're okay? You there?
You drop trow and give it your all like it's a one-shite stand.
I'm gonna be single forever.
I love that commercial. So, probably my favorite part, I had 2 favorite parts of the night. One, on Saturday night, when you leaned over to me. By the way, folks, still got our horns for winning Best Dressed. So if you know how much we raised at the Motorcycle Relief Project fundraiser, those helmet horns can be all yours. But one of my favorite parts was you leaning over to me as we were eating dinner and going, "They have Arnold Palmers up there." For those that don't know, I drink a lot of Arnold Palmers. I like them a lot. And so, yeah, homeboy was hooking me up because I was fiending pretty hard by the time we were at dinner. My second favorite part was when the whole crowd started singing "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning." And you're looking around like, what the heck are we doing right now? So did you ever get the story and the explanation?
Totally got it now.
You got it?
I got it now.
Yeah.
So I'm tracking like a toe.
Cool.
I at first was very much like,
your face was awesome because I was singing at the top of my lungs, having a good time, and the look on your face was like, "What are we doing?"
I thought one of your favorites would have been when they immediately were like, "Hey, we're going to give somebody an award for the female best dressed." I leaned over and went, "Oh shoot!" And there was no, I did not say shoot, but this is a G-rated children act.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, I looked over and was like, "Oh shoot, I'm going to end up front with pine cones falling out of short shorts." That's a little shout out for Allie. And sure enough,
So and we did look at us, and we look good too, folks. If you haven't seen it, go onto our social media and you'll see how we looked. We look good. But so we had a friend who was a supporter of the Motorcycle Relief Project. His name was Don. Don went on like every ride, was a great financial supporter, huge help to the organization. Well, the cadre, we wear helmet mics so we can hear each other talk, so we can track riders and stuff like that. And Don started every single ride, every single day with singing "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning." And so we've just kind of adopted that. I'm getting a little misty even talking about it. I miss Don. We lost Don last year. Don was a Vietnam vet who dealt with cancer from Agent Orange, but was still right up until the end riding along with us, doing his thing, and doing good stuff to support the Motorcycle Relief Project. But yeah, so every time you hear "Oh, What a Beautiful Morning," please remember that Don rides on. So Yeah, I think it's time for Allie. We've been missing her. Yeah.
Yes.
So, you ready?
I am. As long as she is.
Exactly right. There she is.
Hi,
Aloysius.
boys. Hi.
How the heck are you?
I'm good. I'm alive. I didn't die. Listen, it's been rough. So the first week I wasn't on, I was in Aruba. And then the second week that I wasn't on, I was half dead. I was mostly dead, slightly alive. It was rough. But I'm still not 100%. I'm at like 80. I'm actually exhausted. It's only 8:40 my time and I'm ready to just conk out. But
Did you have Corona?
I did. Yeah, my second time. And I'm honest to God, like I don't think it's what it was. Because so I got it last year for the first time. Okay. Now, mind you, I worked every single day of this stupid pandemic, every single day, because I didn't want my elderly veterans and my widows and widowers to go shopping. Because at the beginning, we didn't know what COVID was, right? Like we are in the news, everybody's dying, it's airborne and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, shoot, I'm pretty healthy. I'll go shopping for my elderly veterans. So every single day, I have 25 elderlies on my chapter 115, which is like indigent veterans and their family members, right? I mean, these are like living on Social Security only. So I pay their rent and their prescriptions and co-pays and all this other stuff. So because they're elderly, I'm like, I what if they die like on my watch? So I worked every single day of that pandemic. On Veterans Day last year, where I had a certain stolen valor guy speak at my event. I'm still pissed about that. I know it's a G-rated show, so I'll like scan over this very quickly, but I am still upset with that. And One Shot, I love how you called them out again. And I was typing. I'm like, you know what? Like delete. So I just let it go. I can sleep at night knowing that I am forgiven. Because he's saying that I'm forgiven.
To prove it.
Yeah, I don't even know what I did, but thank you. But anyway, so when I caught the COVID, I had just a sinus infection, took some Dayquil, Sudafed, fine. You know, I hugged and kissed almost every single person that walked through the door, like the craft group, the Patriots cheerleaders, like tons of people. Nobody got sick. This time I catch COVID, and I'm like 103, huh?
Hold on. Rewind just a little bit.
Back up a little bit. We want to hear more about you hugging and kissing cheerleaders.
Oh, this is a G-rated show, boys.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
From Texas that would like to hear more about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, have him find me on Instagram. I'll answer messages there. But no, this was really bad. Like I had 103 fever for 2 days. It wouldn't break. Every single bone in my body hurt. I couldn't breathe. Like I still sound weird. It was just I tested twice and they said it was COVID, but I don't think so. This was really, really bad. So
now I
went back to
texting and checking in on her like I was going to, but somebody said, don't worry. She's not here. It's no big deal.
I gave her the.
I almost died. Yeah, I almost died. You jerk. So, but anyway. So,
I don't like to put your business out to the team if it's not mine to share.
Yeah, well, thank you for protecting HIPAA and stuff. But you could have just said, Allie, thank you for the soup. I do appreciate it. I couldn't taste it, couldn't smell it. It looked good. I'm sure it was delicious. Thank you. It sucks like being single because you don't have anybody, like you don't have a spouse to be like. So for those who don't know, Rob sent he DoorDashed Panera chicken soup to me. So, but my friend, my bestie who lives in Switzerland, and I miss her terribly, sent me a package, a get well package. And I don't know why she sent me this, but I've been laughing about it. It's the stupidest thing on the planet, but can you hear that?
Is that a screaming goat?
It's a screaming goat. I love it. And it just makes me laugh. I mean, it's so stupid, but thanks, Tay. All right. So let's get to what I'm here and what I get paid to do. Somebody sent me an Instagram message. And if you send me an Instagram, I'm like 2 weeks behind, whatever. I'll get to it. You don't pay me anyway. Someone said, hey, how do I keep my VA benefits? Because I'm not trying to lose them. And I said, well, what makes you think you're going to lose them? He's like, well, I've been told that they're only good for 5 years. Who said that? Who said that? VA benefits are for life mostly, okay? If you don't keep up with care, if you only go in for one exam and they happen to grant you, and then you never go back to the doctors, and the VA can call you in for a reevaluation, although they've really toned that back because they're so far behind, but it's usually 5 years, and the rater is the one that decides if you're going to get called in, okay? But normally, when there wasn't a pandemic, you would get called back 5 years to check your knees or your back to see if you've made any progress, if the surgery worked. But that doesn't mean that you would get your ratings reduced. You can, absolutely. When you file a claim, every time you file a claim, the VA has the right to open your entire file and see where you are. Are you keeping up with care? Did your ailments get any worse? Did the cancer go into remission? It is their right. So this is why I tell you, don't file frivolous claims, because if your pinky is crooked and you want to get like that last 100%, you're not going to get it. But when you file that claim, you don't listen to me, you file and you get called in, and all of a sudden you go from 70 to 30, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Stop putting in frivolous claims trying to get to 100. You need more than 10%. If you're at 90, you need more than 10 to get to 100, okay? And not every injury or illness or disease can be increased. For instance, tinnitus. You guys love to say tinnitus. It is tinnitus, ringing in the ears. You are maxed out at 10%. Yeah, stop. I know you hate tinnitus. It's tinnitus, ringing. Latin. It is Latin for to ring tinnitus. Okay, you are maxed out at 10. So if you're at 90, you're like, oh man, I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna get that 10%. I'm gonna get 100. No, you're not. And chances are, if you didn't keep up with your care, you're probably gonna get reduced. Like, stop putting in frivolous claims. And then you get pissed off at the VA. It's not the VA's fault. They have the 38 CFR, Code of Federal Regulations. This is damn near law. This is what they have to do. They have to follow the 38 CFR. So if you get reduced because you're uneducated, or you listen to some guy at the VFW bar after he's had like 3 gin and tonics, that is your problem. Don't put in frivolous claims. I don't know how many times I gotta say it.
We sent a bunch of people your way because I don't know if you got to hear last week's show when we were talking to Rich. You were dying. I got it. Yeah. It came up that someone was getting reevaluated at their 5-year mark, and the VA went through I don't know if it went through their Instagram or something like that, and found out like the guy, was using a walker and whatnot, and then come to find out, yes, he's lifting weights and he's bodybuilding and all this other stuff. So I think that's why you probably got asked that question.
Yeah, well, that's his problem. Like, I sometimes, like, I am compensated for many, as I'll say that. And sometimes, like, I'll put a video and you see me dancing. Okay, most of these videos is one take only, because I don't have the knee capacity to do more than one take. So if my videos are, goofy, yeah, just know that it's goofy and it's done one time, right? And I may be having a really good day. I may do that squat. Okay, but an hour and a half later, I'm icing or I'm in the tub. So be careful. Like, I'm not claiming loss of range of motion and then I'm going to the gym and I'm like doing these deadlifts and clean hangs and whatever all that crap is called. Just don't, okay? Don't do dumb claims.
Is that your spirit animal? Greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I don't know if you guys can hear it. Can you guys like hear the scream? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's how I feel. And so just by, and can you see his face? I know that your radio guys can't, but look at that. It's got its tongue sticking out. Isn't that amazing? I love this stupid thing.
I make that same face on Fridays when Seth is kicking my butt at the academy.
So you will be happy to know that I actually start my first day of training on Saturday.
Of what? What do you do?
Of jiu-jitsu. I'm Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to murder yoga.
So listen, and it's not So I have to take a second job because there's no money in VSOing, right? So believe it or not, I bounce at a club. And while I love to ground and pound, I love to go straight for the throat and the eyes. I'm like, maybe I should find another way to take down these guys because, but like, and it's so dumb. Like if the owner and the manager of the club hires me, then maybe I know what I'm doing, right? I understand I'm 5'2", 140 pounds. I know this, okay? But why do you men feel the need to challenge me? You're gonna lose. Like I'm only blonde because I'm gray hair and it's easier. Like I'm not this little like dainty. Like I will kick you in the area. I forgot it's a G-rated show. And I will do what I have to do to win. You don't belong here. You start harassing my bartenders. You start harassing other patrons. I'm kicking you out. That's how it goes, right? So I'm like, one of the guys says, we were talking. He's like, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I don't have any, I don't have a sport, And he's like, well, I do jujitsu. I teach classes. I'm a whatever belt he is, blah, blah. He competes. And I'm like, all right, let's get it. So Saturday, 9 a.m. is our first just to see how rusty I am.
I'm more proud of you. I am so happy. You got to get through 6 months. Okay.
Oof.
You have to. I know.
What happens at the end of 6 months?
About 6 months in, you'll start getting this thing. But the other thing is immediately when you said that, I was going to say, I know it's very inappropriate to ask a woman her height and weight, but she volunteered right after. So
I don't give a care.
Shoot me a text with your address. I'm going to send you something.
If it's a G-rated show, G-rated show.
Back and forth at each other and just entertain yourself all day,
screaming, going.
So I'm just excited. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you should be. You absolutely should be. Have you gotten your pajamas yet?
No, I have nothing. No, my gi, right? Are they called gi in jiu-jitsu or
yes.
they? Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't gotten anything. Yeah. No, and I used to back in the day, I did a little bit of training with the Israelis, like actual Israeli forces, and they were fantastic. And there was a girl there who was like, and they were the first time we met them, they were in civilians. So it was like 4 guys, 1 girl, and she had long hair. And I'm like, of course they're gonna pair me with her because she's female, I'm female. And she's like dainty, she's freaking gorgeous, like drop dead beautiful. And she was so sweet. And I was like, oh, we got along great. So the next day we go to PT, we start working out, and she had me on the ground in like maybe 15 seconds, if that, less than that. And I'm like, oh, teach me what you know. I like this. So I learned a lot from her, and I don't remember what her name is because she's Israeli, but yeah, I used to knife fight. I used to knife fight when I first moved to Massachusetts, called the Muck, AMOK, and I loved it. And I decided to go to grad school. So with grad school, you're reading, writing, and researching, and I had no time for anything else. So I just miss being in the gym, I miss fighting. I miss fighting. So that's what I'll be doing Saturday. Yeah.
Void. It will definitely fill that void.
Yeah, since
are on the edge of the seat.
I see. Yeah. So when I was gonna text you guys Saturday when I made the appointment, but it was like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, that probably asleep on their recliners with Arnold Palmer in his hand, So I didn't.
Actually, I don't know if you can see some of the comments, but like Eric Reed says, imagine that, having to knife fight in Boston.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yep. But no, it's good. I just because sometimes you can't bring in a gun, right? You can't bring in a firearm. So what do? You bring in a multi-tool.
She's kind of gangster, man.
A multi-tool, not like.
Yeah. Well,
I just wish you could do like nipple twists.
Tighten up these screws that are loose. Check out our friends, Allie. Check out our friends with the We Defy Foundation. And I will make sure, and we will talk offline. But we're gonna get you hooked up. An excellent organization for veterans.
Okay, I wrote them down. Yeah, are they on TikTok? Are they on Instagram?
They're on everything. Yeah. We are going to get you hooked up. Don't you worry.
All right. Fantastic. So I look forward to it. So, all right, guys. So please do not file frivolous claims. Your VA benefits are for life unless you file a frivolous claim. So don't please just, and I say this all the time. There's actually, I don't know if you, for those of you that follow me on TikTok, there was like, I got caught in the crossfire between a 10-year VSO in Texas, who is a good friend of mine, and some random woman who I don't know. And they're like slinging mud at each other. And then somehow I get brought into it, and I'm like, I don't even know you. Like, why are you here? And he's like, you're spreading misinformation. I'm like, lady, my whole platform is stopping the spread of misinformation. Like, who are you? And how long have you been here? Not long, because like I got on TikTok to stop misinformation. But sleep apnea, okay? The rules will change. You will need a CPAP. You will need that diagnosis before you get out of service. You don't need it now, and I think that's where the disconnect was. Eventually, when the law changes, if you don't have that CPAP, if you don't already have that diagnosis, sleep apnea is going to be very, very difficult for you. So just please go to sick call, especially on days where you have battalion runs. Nobody likes battalion runs. Just go to sick call. All right, just go.
Ma'am? Yeah.
Yes. You'll thank me later. You will thank me later. Actually, I had a female today, Apache pilot, Black Hawk pilot calls me up and she's in tears. She's like, I got my 100%. And I fought. This one was hard. This one was not easy. But I said, just listen to me, just trust me. And she did. And she's at 100%. So whoop, whoop.
Well, we're going to cut you loose so that we can bring in O'Connell West Law. Allie,
Yes.
I can't thank you enough for being a part of the show. Thank you for being on From the Ashes Radio. And I'm glad you're alive and above ground.
Yeah, me too. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you next week.
See you in a week, man. And enjoy your goat. She's screaming the goat and she goes off. This might be my new favorite thing.
Well, we need a screaming goat.
We do.
For the show.
All right. So I waited a long time for it. Let's bring in our buddy Ollie and see what's going on in the world of law these days. Ollie, how the heck are you, bud?
Good, Rob. How are you, man? It's been a while.
They're working me into the ground, man, just like you, but we got to get rich somehow.
Yeah. Well, I remember last time I came on, you had some guest who was, far funnier, far more personable than I, and thank you very little. You did it again. I can't follow that. But
that's Allie.
Last time,
she's staff.
Last time I was here, I think we talked about some church that was scamming soldiers here in the greater Fort Hood area. So yeah, I got kind of an interesting story for you tonight. So we just finished working with a client, picked him up, young kid, E4, and the Army was going to kick him out for testing positive for taking meth. And so, I did a long time in. I have both of my sons are in the service. Brother-in-law, like, man, I don't want meth heads running around anywhere, quite frankly, in uniform. And this kid goes, but I'm telling you, I didn't do it. And I said, so I kind of cocked the eyebrow. All right, well, let's see what you got to say. And turns out this kid was taken he'd actually put it on his MEPS intake paperwork. That he was taking an over-the-counter medicine. As a matter of fact, you can go to AFES and buy it. You can buy it at Walgreens. You can buy it at CVS. It's called Benzodrex. Well, Benzodrex, to make a very long story short, and not to confuse you and myself with all kinds of scientific stuff, but there's something in Benzodrex called propylhexedrine. The Army, now when I was, yeah, right. When I was in the Army, man, I used to think the kind of, the infallibility of the Army drug testing process. Well, apparently the Army can't tell the difference between what I'm going to call street meth and propylhexedrine. They can't. They know they can't. They admitted to us that they couldn't. And yet they were still trying to kick this kid out. So fortunately, we got in front of a good officer, an Article 15 officer, who was able to kind of see through the crap. But I think a couple of lessons. A, if you've taken Benzodrex and the Army is trying to kick you out for meth, or you have been kicked out for it, and you can demonstrate that, we would definitely love the chance to chat with you about it. But I think a lot of times too, the Army will just run you straight over. If you're not defending yourself, God knows the TDS system is almost designed to fail. There's great officers and NCOs working there, but man, the sheer volume of stuff that they're dealing with makes it hard to get a good defense. And unfortunately, in this kid's case, they were able to, to retain us and able to fight them. So, in any event, so I guess I will tell you this: if the Army's accusing you or trying to take action to remove you from service or doing anything to you as a result of a positive drug test, and you didn't do it, don't roll over. The Army drug testing program is imperfect. It's run by humans. It's designed by humans. It's imperfect. We've demonstrated it a couple of times. So please do not don't just take the pat answer you give us. Reach out to us. Reach out to somebody who you feel can help you defend yourself. And I think that's in any case. And and I'm looking over here in the comments as I'm sitting here, and he said you need a good medical reviewing officer. Well, the medical reviewing officer just walked straight over it, just completely ignored the fact. So there are, I know. And, we tend to put that faith, but we shouldn't take it blindly. And I think that's probably a pretty good way to wrap up our little segment this evening.
Were you a urinalysis NZO at all, or a pecker checker ever?
I use different term.
Meat gazer.
I stared at. Yeah, it was.
I thought that was one of the first questions they asked you if you pissed hot was, are you on any prescription medication?
It's not prescription, it's over the counter.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right.
It's over the counter. You can literally go to AAFES and buy it.
Yeah, good point on your part.
Yeah, and so the Army can't tell one atomic weight from the other. So
imagine that. Well, I think, and they can't get travel money right either. So I totally get it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Thank you enough for being part of the show. I'm glad you were here tonight. I know it's a busy night and late night for you guys out in Texas. So let's say that somebody is in the Fort Worth or the Killeen area and they need some help. How can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get a hold of us at 512-547-7265. Again, 512-547-7265, or just look up O'Connell West on the interwebs.
Thank you much, sir.
Ali, I can't thank you enough for being a part of this.
Thanks for all you do.
The rest of Monday night.
All righty, you too.
For our listeners who don't actually know what we were discussing or understand, I have to explain this because it's just the greatest job in the world. So when you go take a urine analysis, right? There are multiple NCOs, non-commissioned officers, that are inside of your company, which have gone through a course that says you have to look at the wee-wee when they're peeing. I don't know what it's like for females, because when I was in the infantry, there was no females allowed. There's none. I've never had a female in my unit. So I don't know. But, they walk up to the urinal and they have to actually turn towards you, right? And then you have to watch the wee-wee as they pee. In which, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't a big watcher. I was just kind of like, hey, I'm here. I'm not worried. But I had a commander at one point in my life that would correct you on the spot if you did not watch him when he was peeing. And so it was always like rock, paper, scissors for who had to take it. Because, he'd turn right towards you and he'd make sure you're looking and you're like, and he's like, I'm like, oh,
you're wanting to pay attention because he's talking, but you're wanting to look down.
Yes, I'm like, this is terrible. Oh, it's awful.
Stack, I hope you got to see Gunny Clause tonight. It was a pretty good interview, so I hope you got to see it. I do see your comments. We have worked, if you have not caught it, we have been all working very hard to watch our language on this show.
And I just about dropped one. It was so close.
Ali was so close once or twice. She was like, It is a true challenge for us sometimes. Yeah. So hey folks, what do you call it? Check it out. It's that time of year. This time of year can be really tough for a lot of people. Call people, get set up, connect with your friends, go get coffee, go get dinner, go get lunch, something, whatever it needs to be. The holidays, while they are a great time of year, I love them. It's my favorite. I can't wait, which by the way, we are not on the air next week. We will either play a rebroadcast or we'll play something for you. But Seth and I will not be here next week. So we will not have a show. But hey, reach out to your friends. Some of your friends are struggling right now as the holidays are approaching. So yeah, reach out to peeps, give them a call. Don't just send them a text. Go reach out, go sit down and go say hi, or invite them to jiu-jitsu. Works great.
I like the invited to jiu-jitsu. And I also like you bringing up the don't text because you know I call.
Yeah.
I hate texting.
If I ever send one shot a text, I know that my phone is going to ring probably 10 seconds later. And I kind of like that because that means, that homeboy's reaching out and wants to hear your voice. That's a good NCO as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, that's just my opinion. No, hey, Stack, nothing to apologize for, man. We're glad you're here. So with that message being said, here comes our never forgotten section. If you have people that you want remembered, you have someone that whose name you want us to bring some attention to that is no longer with us, we would love to have them and highlight their name on our show. It'll in our never forgotten section. So here we go. Last section for the night.
This is an About Face Radio tribute to those who are laid to rest with honor.
When he comes home, she'll be right there to greet him and tell him that she loves him and hold him in her arms. Yeah, this life is too short not to count the things that matter most of all. She'll show him that she's proud of what he's done when he comes home.
About Face Radio proudly salutes U.S. Army Medal of Honor recipient Hiroshi Miyamura of Phoenix, Arizona. On the night of April 24th, 1951, Corporal Miyamura's company was ambushed by the invading Chinese army near Taji-ni, North Korea. As the squad's NCO, he ordered his squad to retreat, and while they were retreating, Miyamura remained back to provide cover. Corporal Miyamura was captured along with another squad leader named Sergeant Joseph Anello. Both Miyamura and Anello were wounded from a hand grenade during the attack. Corporal Miyamura carried Sergeant Anello, who had a wounded leg, for several hours into the night. The Chinese soldiers ordered Miyamura to leave Anello at the wayside at gunpoint, but he refused. Anello finally convinced the corporal to leave him behind. Corporal Miyamura was held a POW for the remainder of the Korean conflict. He was secretly awarded the Medal of Honor by President Eisenhower, and it was officially presented to him on his return at the White House. Later in life, Miyamura was quoted as saying, "I never ever thought I would receive the Medal of Honor for doing my duty, which I thought that was all I was doing, my duty." Corporal Miyamura passed away at the age of 97. On behalf of About Face Radio and a Grateful Nation, thank you for your service.
Is it? What do you call it? Yeah, we are back live. We're live right now.
Okay.
People can hear us and everything. It's crazy.
Wow. Just wanted to make sure.
So, couple things. No one has won the horns yet. So if you listen to the show and you know how much was raised Saturday night at the Motorcycle Relief Project fundraiser, you can win a set of horns for your helmet.
I know.
Which,
I win them?
well, no, you already won them because you were best dressed because you did those legs.
Okay. You know what's funny is living out on a ranch, my legs are wider than I think they've ever been. I don't ever wear shorts anymore unless it's for dressing up.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out how to respond.
Yeah, I had know how to say it. I used to live in athletic shorts, and now that I have a real job, I don't know how else to say it. I have to wear like pants. It really cramping my style. So, but hey, folks, we will not be on the air next week. We have an event going on. But yeah, if you know how much we raise, I'd love to give you those horns. And even if you just replay the podcast afterwards, just hit us up and we will happily send them to you. Hey, go check out our friends at Fight or Die. They are getting ready to put their boat in the water and row 3,000 miles across the Atlantic. We have a bunch of their bracelets, and we would love to share them with you. If you want one, reach out. We will happily send you a couple of bracelets. It's an excellent mission. Check out the We Defy Foundation. You can earn yourself a scholarship to do some jujitsu. Who else do we like? Is there anybody else I'm missing? Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, you do better remember stuff than I
do. Not really.
Try.
Take us out, man.
All right.
Let's
Well,
go tonight.
thank you very much for being part of tonight's show. During that moment, I turned to Rob and was like, man, I think that was a really good show. So thanks for you that we're here. This is One Shot Seth, my co-host, Robert Shenanigans Williams. And this is from the Ashes Radio Show. Have a good night. Thanks for listening.